Well, Gran Turismo Sport Closed Beta is indeed dandy coming to an end, and it's been a unique ride along the way. I know I pretty much said how the drivers moved the game in this facilitating video, but this is more talking about the game itself because, well, I guess we don't really know the future yet because the main game isn't out yet. But from what I can tell, this is a good representation of what's to come. Obviously, like I said in the last video and many other videos, there's a whole heck of a heap of flaws, but I see no reason why those flaws won't be taken out. I'm sure enough people's complained about them and all that they know about them. I don't really see how some of them could be missed. People even complain about the trees, for Jibbity Cricket's sake. I mean, granted, I mentioned the trees and all that. I put it as one thing in one PD Logic video. But if that many people make that much of a comment about trees, I guarantee they would know by now about the broken driver rating and sportsmanship rating and all that. So, I mean, that's good. We've got our voices heard, and I'm pretty sure a lot of those changes are going to be made. Which that's really the whole point of a beta, so that we do get our voices heard and the changes are made. Could they have been made more swiftly? Yes, but I mean, for all we know, the reasons they didn't end up getting changed is because they have more of a focus on the main game. And it seems kind of odd that they would still be having a beta for this long if their main focus was actually already on making the main game and not just trying to test out certain aspects of a game like a beta, if they ran the beta for this long anyway. But I don't know, we'll just have to see. As in the last video again, as long as it's out this year, and as long as this stuff is fixed, I don't really care, but we'll see if one or both of those things actually ends up happening. If none of those things ends up happening, that might be where the problem ends up becoming. If they release a game late, and it ain't really all that good. I mean, well, we pretty much saw that with Gran Turismo 5 in a way, and Gran Turismo 6 in a lot of ways. I honestly can't remember the release date for GT6, what it was set for, but I know for a fact GT5's was delayed. I remember that for sure. It wasn't really delayed to a terrible point in sales or whatever. It went out on like Black Friday or something like that, which makes for huge sales. But still, it got delayed. GT6, I wouldn't doubt, got delayed. In Sport, again, we don't know yet. It might not, but given the trend of late, hope for the best, expect the worst, I guess. I know I also seem kind of cynical with Gran Turismo in general, but I mean, at least I'm not one of those people who says it's like Simcade or that it's like it's not real racing or whatever. Like, this is for noobs and idiots and tryhards and all that. This game in general, or this series in general, to me still has better overall driver talent than any other game, just because it's the oldest one and therefore most mature drivers. I don't really care how good a game is if the drivers themselves make it good, like I said in the last video. This is more about the game itself, but, I mean, still, the drivers actually affect the game in and of itself, because I think the game does, in a way, promote good driving, but it also promotes bad driving more than it really ever has too, because, well, the driver rating system. If someone's ahead of you on the track and in the driver rating, you just rank them off the track, and then boom, you're ahead of them now in driver rating. And maybe if you hit them hard enough, damage their car enough, they drop low enough in the field, they drop so much that you don't even race with that better driver anymore. Because of that one race where you made their race worse, and therefore it counts them as an overall worse driver, even though they're way better. So yeah, that's a definite flaw. Again though, if they get fixed, whatever. We'll just have to see, folks. We'll just have to see. And really, that's the main point, too, is we're just gonna have to see. I mean, the game itself has potential to be great. As I've said before, I mean, there's really nothing all that much more to add. What the main point is to add is just to keep on getting our voices heard. If we see something that seems like it would be good to be fixed, we need to mention it. and get it out there, because if the game ends up coming out with a lot of stuff messed up on it, or if it ends up coming out late, then it's going to end up getting bad reviews and therefore bad sales, and then hurt us as a whole. The more we say stuff that's wrong with it, the more chance of all that getting fixed, the more chance of it getting higher ratings then. And then with it having higher ratings, the more chance it's going to sell better, which means the more chance it makes more money, which means the more chance of more money being put into the next game to make it even that much better. So in a way, what we say now could end up affecting not just how good this game is, but how good all the games in the future are too. We set the precedent because we are the ones who drive the game. I know I've already made that pun, but I mean, it's a truism right yonder. And another thing too, to sort of cap off the beta in general, is all the progression that it's made too. The drivers and the game. There's still flaws, yes, but I mean, just look at this. Look at how this race is ending. They moved the laps to a good place. They've added tire wear and fuel consumption. Granted, you could already see it in the old updates, so you kind of figured it was going to get there at some point. But I mean, it's there now. It's good now, and yeah, the drivers and the game have made a nice progression. As far as I can tell, I see no reason why it wouldn't make even more of a progression. I mean, just look, even the drivers themselves are making a whole heck of a heap of a progression. I mean, I won this race not really going all that fast, but I mean, Jiminy Cricket. Look at some of the other drivers in the field that y'all might be recognizing in a way, say, perform there. I mean, Jiminy Cricket. Yeah, and that's still the main point of both videos, is it really is the drivers that drive the game. The drivers progressing and getting better in general make the game better. But the game itself can't really be made all that better in the sense of the gameplay, because the gameplay with the good drivers is as good as you can ask for. So, I mean, yeah. It's over, but the good racing ain't over. It could only be getting better. We'll see if there's another beta, or if the main game comes out whenever it does. But for now, we're kind of at a pause, but that just gives PD more time to perfect the game and make it that much better. So when it does unpause, it's going to be really cotton picky good, from what I can tell. I have faith that they will fix the things that are wrong, because, I mean, they've seen the bad. They know what happens when you don't fix things that should be fixed. I'm confident that they will learn from their previous mistakes and make a pretty cotton-picking awesome game with pretty cotton-picking awesome drivers. And the beta was pretty cotton-picking awesome all in all, too. The points that weren't awesome were really not awesome, but everything else was awesome. And that seems to be the best way to sum it up. And I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all enjoyed the beta in general, and me specialitating or just talk about the beta in general, and really everyone else who does too. And as of now, there ain't really all that much more to say. Then let's just wait to see if there ends up being more to say in the future. But for now, really about all I have to say is, yeehaw!